Welcome to the weekly market wrap-up. Here's what happened in the markets this week. Another interesting week on the markets as traders pushed both the Dow and the S&P 500 to yet more record highs. The advance comes after positive comments from the Fed midweek and in anticipation of the Scottish referendum results and the Alibaba IPO later today. How did things turn out? Let's find out. The Dow Jones Industrial Average had a stellar week, delivering its fourth straight day of gains on Thursday to break another record. The blue chip index revved up 109 points to close at 17,265. The S&P 500 also broke another all-time high on Thursday, jumping 9.97 points to close at 2,011. And the Nasdaq also recovered nicely from a midweek slump, up 31.24 points Thursday to close at 4,593. Now turning to Canadian markets, which had an up and down week. Equity markets in Canada's largest center were virtually unchanged on Thursday as a drop in gold mining shares offset gains in most other sectors. The Toronto Stock Exchange inched higher 6.66 points to end the day at 15,465. While this image is certainly worth 1,000 words, when it comes to the TSX Venture Exchange's direction this week, it's down 6.72 points as the line kept on a diagonal trend well into Thursday. The exchange closed at 965. As of our press time, the results of the Scottish referendum are not in. Undoubtedly, whatever way the vote lands, it will have a further impact on the markets. Also on Friday, Alibaba is set to start trading on the New York Stock Exchange. If all goes as expected, the initial public offering could raise over $25 billion US, making it the biggest ever. Yahoo Inc., which has nearly 23% stake in Alibaba, is riding the pre-IPO wave, and its shares inched up 1.24% in advance of the IPO. Speculation that the U.S. Central Bank may adopt a more hawkish stand on interest rates in its statement on Wednesday weighed heavy on stock prices early in the week. However, following the Fed's two-day policy meeting, sentiment turned, as the Fed said Wednesday that although the economy is getting better, it continues to believe rates should remain low for a considerable time. It's now expected interest rates will not rise until the summer of 2015 at the earliest. And as expected, the Fed said it's reducing or tapering its asset purchases by $10 billion a month to just $15 billion US. So it is widely expected to announce one final taper when it meets again in October. Now to winners and losers and our picks for the week. The winner for this week is Canadian Solar Inc., ticker symbol CSIQ. Shares in Canadian Solar Inc., which trades on the Nasdaq, jumped 7.35% Wednesday, or $2.76, on news Chinese demand for its solar power modules is expected to grow, and its modules will also be installed in a rooftop power project at the University of Jordan. Canadian Solar designs, develops, and manufactures solar wafers, cells, and solar module products that convert sunlight into electricity for use in a range of residential, commercial, industrial solar power systems. And the loser for this week is Rackspace Hosting Inc., ticker symbol RAX. Rackspace was our loser last month on news the company's publicly announced efforts to find a buyer wasn't going so well. This week, those fears were confirmed as the information technology company announced it failed to secure a buyer or partner. The news slammed company shares on Wednesday, dropping 17.67% or $6.95 to close at $32.39. Rackspace offers a diverse portfolio of cloud computing services, including public, dedicated, and private cloud and hybrid hosting. They have customers in 120 countries and a market capitalization of $4.2 billion. Well, those are our winners and losers for this week, and now it's time to check in on the gains that you could have locked in by following the weekly watch list from Robert James and Viral Stocks. All right, that's enough about this week. Now let's turn to BayStreet.ca's look at the week ahead and the snapshot of what analysts are forecasting for companies whose earnings reports are coming out next week. Here are 3 U.S. stocks to watch. First up on Monday is AutoZone Inc. with an EPS forecast of $11.26 compared to $9.26 in the prior year quarter. The The company made headlines soon after Labor Day with the purchase of Inter-American Motor Corporation, the second largest distributor of OEM quality import replacement parts in the United States. Next up on Tuesday is CarMax Inc. with an EPS forecast of 66 cents compared to 62 cents in the prior year quarter. Finally, on Thursday is Nike Inc. with an EPS forecast of 89 cents compared to 86 cents in the prior year quarter. And now here are 3 Canadian stocks to watch next week. First up on Tuesday is Orbit Garant Drilling Inc. with an EPS forecast for a loss of 3 cents compared to a gain of 2 cents in the prior year quarter. Next up on Wednesday is AGF Management Limited with an EPS forecast of 18 cents compared to 11 cents in the prior year quarter. Finally, on Friday is BlackBerry Ltd. with an EPS forecasted for a loss of 16 cents compared to a loss of 47 cents in the prior year quarter. Just yesterday, the company formerly known as Research in Motion announced new initiatives to boost mobile payment capabilities for users of BBM, the private social network available for smartphones running Android, BlackBerry, iOS, or Windows Phone. And that wraps it up. Thanks again so much for joining us for another weekly market wrap-up. Before you head out, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or podcast on iTunes and find us on Facebook and on Twitter. For Viral Network News and BayStreet.ca, I'm Hannah Bernard.